are you, Gabe Klajic?
I'm doing fantastic.
Well, thank you so much for joining me here live in Dallas, Texas on the Valder Beebe Show.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Well, I am going to ask you to tell me about celebrating the best day ever. You got information about 100,000 acts of kindness on a single day on November 3rd. Tell us so we can be ready.
That's it. You know, I don't think anybody listening is going to say it's very controversial to acknowledge there's a lot of darkness in the world. There's a lot of strife. There's a lot of people not getting along. And I was noticing that a few months back whenever we were planning for a client conference where we were going to fly in credit union leaders and community bank executives down to Austin, Texas. And I wanted to do something that would be like a bright light, a positivity and joy to change the narrative. And I got this idea that we would ask these leaders of these local community institutions to kind of get out of their comfort zone, put on a bright red cape, go to downtown Austin, go into the restaurants and bars, and walk up to total random strangers and hand them a little red envelope. And in the envelope was $5 to $10, but there was also a note that said something like, "You matter." And I watched as people got these notes and there were high fives and hugs, but I picked up that about 1 in 10 people had a really big positive emotional reaction. It was kind of not what I expected. And there was this one woman in the corner of the bar that was like this, and she was all by herself. And when she got the note and pulled out the money, she barely noticed it. But when she saw the words, "You matter," her eyes burst into tears. Her cheeks turned beet red, and she looked up at the credit union executive that gave it to her and said, "You have no idea what this means to me in this moment." And that's when it hit me that we've got clients in all 50 states, and we could create beautiful moments like that, not like one time or 100 times or 1,000 times. We could do it 100,000 times. And I told our clients about it, and they're all community banks and credit unions that, you know, love their community, are about human connection, and they loved the idea and all wanted to create random acts of kindness in their communities in a lot of beautiful different ways. And then I called Charlie Rocket, who's got 9 million followers on social media. He calls them his army of love. I told him the idea. Amazingly, he wanted to do almost the exact same thing. He was trying to create the same kind of event. We said it must be destiny and picked November 3rd to do the best day ever.
I love your heart. You wanting to do something for other people and to help us come together as a country. And I haven't heard a better idea in a long time, Gabe. This is a really good idea. How'd you think of this?
Well, you know, it really was just seeing people react, like you said, to those just little words like "you matter" and having an interaction with a real person, and how much that mattered to people. It hit me that at any given moment, you know, probably a big fraction of the folks we see walking around are carrying some huge burdens that we don't know about. And just that little word of encouragement, "You got this, your story's not over yet, keep going." Those kinds of messages, random flowers as they come out of the grocery store, Post-it notes on their car, high fives, hugs, eye contact when we normally look down, all of these little things that people can do would just lift the spirit of everybody around them and make a huge change, not just in the immediate act of 100,000 random acts of kindness, but really how it trickles through society and pays forward.
Well, you know, Texas is the leader in all things good, and I'm so proud of you coming out of Austin doing this. Tell me, how can people locally in Dallas and Houston, how can people participate once again in the best day ever?
Well, they can go to KasasaLove.com. That's KASASALOV.com, LOVE.com, sorry. And on there, there's a map that has all the locations of our institutions doing things all across the country. In the Dallas area, we've got America's Credit Union, who's going to be going downtown, taking over downtown. They're going to be wearing blue capes. They're going to be passing out envelopes, so you can come be a part of that. We also have 4U Federal Credit Union that's running a food drive. They're trying to collect canned foods for a food pantry, and they're asking for anybody to come down to their branches and bring cans and help out there. And if folks can't make those events, they should still go to KasasaLove.com, because on there, November 3rd, that's a Friday all the way through to Sunday, we've got a big red button on there that anybody is invited to push if they do anything that's a little bit nicer than what they normally would have done. So they do leave a note for somebody or high five somebody, give a hug, make some eye contact. They can go to KasasaLove.com and hit that button for each act of kindness and have their kindness counted towards the tidal wave of love we're trying to spread across the entire country by Sunday evening.
Oh, I can't wait for November the 3rd. This is going to be so nice, so wonderful, and so much fun, Gabe. I'm so glad you stopped by the Valder Beebe Show to get my audience engaged. They've got time to get ready and participate. Once again, that website, and then I'll let you go.
KasasaLove.com, KasasaLove.com.
Blessings on all that you're doing. I know this is going to be a success. Thank you, Gabe.
Thank you, and you too.
Hi, I'm Valder Beebe, host of The Valder Beebe Show. We have over 1,000 videos on ValderBeebeShow.com and YouTube.com/Valder Beebe Show. We upload new videos daily. Our site is a modern baby boomer platform with news and information important to boomers. Subscribe to YouTube.com/Valder Beebe Show and stay connected as I interview the world's most fascinating people.